So 80910. We had to put some tape on the wingtips. Charlie and I were out the other day, and I decided to fly it inverted over our heads, and not sure what happened, but she ended up landing all over the canopy and scratched the shit out of the canopy. I don't know what we were doing, but whatever. Well, whatever. Took a little bit of a licking, but
You idiot! Stop funning, you're watching it!
Okay, well, we've had our extra 300 Parkzone for roughly 3 weeks, and it's been out for maybe a dozen flights, and there's some funny things with it. It seems to fly inverted. Close call there. It seems to fly better inverted slow than it does normally. I'm not sure if that's a prop thing or not. I myself am having a really hard time trying to get this thing to Harrier. It does some other 3D things fairly decently. It does a nice knife edge, and it does a wide flat spin. Gotta be careful with this plane because it seems to, I find that it drops a wing a lot. When you slow it down, especially doing this maneuver here, where you're almost like line flying the airplane. But anyway, the whole thing with this plane, the reason we wanted to get these planes is we wanted sort of a full-bodied fuse, something that's very 3D active, and something we can just sort of take out in the park and fly. But from the 12 or so flights that I've had with this, it's one of two things. It flies very, very fast, and it seems to be over your head a lot. You're always looking up at it. A little bit pitchy when you try bringing it down low, and you just touch your elevator, and she climbs out of sight. So on this particular video, what my intent to do was to see if I could sort of keep it in a tight spot and fly it a little bit slower without it dropping a wing, so I can actually go into a park and fly it. And still, I'm not convinced that this thing you can fly in a small park, but you need a little bit more of an open field. Again, maybe I'm just not used to that. I've got some other electric stuff, and Charlie's got some other electric stuff that's really 3D, and they're great for hanging and harrying, and you can just fly them almost in your living room there for a bigger electric plane. So kind of a little disappointed in that aspect of it right now. Again, I'm not sure if it's a prop thing. You see it almost dropping a wing there. So not sure what quite all to make of it. I've seen some videos on YouTube where some guys are able to Harrier them, fairly fast Harrier, not really a nice slow kind of sort of a slab Harrier, and we're really used to the slabs. As far as rolling circles, the airplane is great for doing that. Easy to control. It's sort of like not a high stress kind of maneuver when you're flying a foamy like this. So again, just wondering if anybody has any idea or success with doing Harriers. What sort of like the rate setting is. I've cranked my rates and really set them down. I have all my rates set up specifically on each channel, my ailerons, elevator, and rudder, so I can increase a certain rate if I want. Prefer to have it all in one switch and just sort of go nuts with it, but until I get more comfortable with it, it's I guess it'll remain that way. When I was flying in this particular area right here, I just said to my wife, I'm just going to try and fly it slow. I just want to fly it really, really, really slow, and try and not get it to drop a wing. And that's the thing, is that it's sort of not really relaxing when you're flying it slow, because it has that tendency to want it to drop a wing. And I've almost slammed it several times, just doing a simple maneuver like this, and In fact, I think that's how I slammed it when Charlie and I were flying. I was just doing a really wide tailspin like that, and she dropped the wing and flipped over, came over our heads upside down, and I just pushed full down, and it landed into the weed and scratched the heck out of the canopy. So that's sort of what the main goal on this is here. I see a lot of videos where these airplanes are just like, 500 feet in the air traveling 300 miles an hour, and it's just I don't get that. I would think you'd want to, be able to do as many 3D maneuvers as you possibly can, either slow and fast, and have a good sort of utility plane for either doing just simple aerobatics or for 3D stuff. And again, for slower flying like this, almost sort of in a Harrier sort of position with the tail down, it does fly better slower upside down than normal. And the last thing you want to do is just to pile an airplane in, and I guess you have to take chances, and they all eventually go in. But I'll wait to see if anybody sends me a comment as to what they're using for high rates, and maybe even if somebody's changing their prop. And as far as landing is concerned, I've seen and heard guys, the same thing, having issues with them landing, and because they come in so hot, and on that particular field where we fly, it's so grassy and bumpy, it's almost impossible. But you can force it down on the ground just very, very fast.
Can't find my bearings. Don't know where to land. I don't even know where I'm standing in the field, to be honest with you. I have no idea where the runways are. Like, you sort of see that, but you don't know. Everything's just full of holes and everything's high. I don't know where I am. But thanks, my baby, for coming out on this day. It's been good. Really has.